Welcome back to the Brew Spy. I'm just messing around today, guys. It's me, Sean. So we ended last stream with this deck. We're gonna kick off today's Brewsday with this, and then maybe we'll brew another deck together afterwards. We were in the midst of a league. We're actually up a game. I say that as if it's like unbelievable, right? We're actually up a game. No, we are up a game. We played against Blue White Control. Just looked like stock Blue White Control, nothing out of the ordinary. And we actually took that match. I actually think Saheeli is like really good. Yeah. Anyway, before we jump into the rest of the league games, I wanted to just make sure that the deck list is on Stream Decker, and then I have a nice visual for you guys for the deck command announcements. For those of you that didn't hear, I did end up getting to go to my younger brother's graduation. I managed to get the time off at work, which is awesome. So with that, that means there's no Thursday, Friday, Saturday stream. So it changes a lot of the schedule this week, but I did warn you guys that might be the case. Which is not necessarily a bad thing. Just pop it in my verification code. Two-way, or what is it? Two-factor authentication. That's where it's at, guys. I mean, if you've ever been like me and been hacked, if a web service or app or whatever has two-factor authentication, use it. Word to the wise, right? Not that I'm wise. I'm just saying word to the wise. Word, I'm saying, you know that phrase. Word to people that would like to be wiser. I wish I'd known to use it because maybe I would have gotten hacked all those years ago, and we wouldn't be the Brewsday show right now. I'd be under a different name. I'd be streaming under a different name. But anyway, so let's get this list on here, and yeah. How are you guys doing today? I'm excited about the Saheeli list. Yeah, like this deck just seems really grindy. I like a lot of what's going on. I think that while Sai seems like the weaker of the three, right, between Mentor and Saheeli herself, I actually think that Sai's really nice though, because Sai gives you like if we run out of gas, his ability is relevant. Just being able to sacrifice like an extra Mox Opal or a Darksteel Citadel to draw a card is relevant. But also the fact that the tokens that he makes are flying. I mean, sure, like Mentor and Saheeli like work with some of the non-artifact spells in the deck, and there are a few, right? But and some of the sideboard cards, right? But oh, you know what? We're missing a bunch of cards. They're over here. I was like, there's totally more zeros than that. We're playing some Chalices and some Explosives. There you go. That's the full amount. 2 main deck, Chalice of the Void. 3 main deck, Engineered Explosives. But anyways, let me just get this list up. I was very tempted to go with the Saheeli-Os as the for today's. I'm glad I didn't, but it was tempting. It was tempting to make my stream title something like Saheeli-Os. So only you who have come in to check out today's stream know that that's kind of what I wish I named the deck. So it makes me think of SpaghettiOs. All right, so let's jump back in where we left off in the league. Like I said, round 1 already over. I think we 2-1'd that match. I think we did lose one of the games. Let me see. I think we did. We did. So we 2-1'd a blue-white, poor blue-white control player. I know, anytime you play control, you're like, of course I'm going to get paired against jank. Like, I feel like if you really, really enjoy control and you're picking modern as your format of choice, you should just embrace the jank. You just be like, oh man, like this is such a cool format. I can't wait to face some jank. I might lose to it, right? I might certainly lose to it, but you gotta embrace the jank. And this is plenty janky, plenty of jank going on in here. A little bit of Thoughtcast action and Paradoxical Outcome as kind of our draw engines. And yeah, we're just kind of all in here. Bunch of zeros, baubles, opals, crypts, and amber is in here because I think we have like just barely enough legendary creatures to maybe justify. A couple of Arreo. There would be some matchups where it's neat to flip her into her enchantment form for those of you that didn't play Kamigawa block. And for those of you that can't read upside down, she says when she's transformed, she becomes a legendary enchantment that whenever an opponent casts their first spell, during each turn you get to counter that spell. Sweet, right? On the front side, she's a 2-mana 1/1 flyer. That's really not exciting, but no, you're playing that card to flip it. You're playing the card to flip it. And you can have both the enchantment form of her and the creature form of her on the table at the same time. They are different. Even though it's legendary, I know it seems kind of confusing, but because they're different forms of the same, you can. So this hand we can't keep. It's a 1-lander. Even with the bauble, we're on the play. I think we ship it back. Say good luck, have fun. Now, this hand doesn't have what? It doesn't have a creature to go off with, but we've got stable mana, and we've got fetch land plus bauble. So I actually think we'll keep this and hope to find a threat before we play out too many of these artifacts. And we also have a scry, so we'll actually bottom that Tarn, because this, I mean, between the Opal and the Darksteel, I mean, maybe cracking this bauble immediately is wrong, just because I want to give us Metalcraft. I mean, heck, we have turn 1 Metallic Rebuke if I go Bauble Opal. So, I'm not sure. Also, I think my Magic Online is crashing. There we go. So, we'll actually, because we know we need to bauble anyway, right? We need to find our threat. Let's go ahead. Actually, no, I'm messing up. Since we don't have the Citadel in play, there's no point, right? Well, actually, we could still rebuke without Citadel being in play. I actually think, let's make it so we can counter, because we have no idea what we're up against. No idea what we are playing against, so I actually will make it so we can rebuke. If we don't need to rebuke, we'll do the bauble with our fetch land. Now here's the thing, if they go to like Inquisition my hand here or Thoughtseize, we don't fight. We just let it through, because I value being able to bauble with the... I don't mind so much that they have the information if I can just bauble with fetch land here. We can kind of ensure that we don't get a stinker, right? Seachrome Coast, not interested. The deck's colors are mainly blue-whites, so we will get Fountain. We draw another Rebuke. That's funny. Now, we can't quite deploy this Mentor just yet. Oops, I did mean to rebuke that one. I kind of clicked through that a little quickly. A little accidentally there. That's okay. We couldn't cast the Mentor anyway, not that I'm trying to justify the rebuke. The problem, though, is now that the opponent knows about it, they'll play in such a way to play around it, unfortunately. So it's definitely a reason to spend it there. Another Thoughtseize. Man, we are just not finding... We either need Artifact or we need land, and then we're good to go. I definitely think Saheeli is the better thing to resolve against... Uh-oh, is this like Calidus? Looks to be Calidus. Now, non-token is the keyword there, so... Citadel. Well, another Citadel turns on the Saheeli play. If we go with Sai, there's the very real chance that the opponent just gets to kill Sai. and make a zombie. So we'll make a servo. But like we eventually kind of need to play into the Kalidas, right? Okay, opponent wants to fatal push. So we need a top deck here. Now a lot of our deck will trigger Saheeli. Oh, he just has a trophy. Okay. Well. Oh, in that case. And like I'm like, of course I'm scared to go Psy here, but like no fear, chat, no fear. Like we can't run in fear. And like I could have cracked 2 artifacts there to try to play another card. Ooze, that's not good. Ooze, and it's going to be big enough to survive my well, actually there's only 1 creature in the graveyard. So like if we do find Helix, does this turn off my Opal? The answer is yes. If I crack both of these Darksteels, we do lose access to the Opal. So I'm actually thinking that's greedy. Let's not do it. Oh, what am I doing? I could have blocked the Kalidas. I forgot that Psy is 4 toughness. Yeah, absolutely, that was a free block I could have made. That was weird of me, chat. Sorry about that. That was a free block. Yeah. Another Psy. Okay. Now what we could do, we could even block with the Thopter and sacrifice it to the Master Thopterist. This is not where we want to be, chat. Trust me. Abrupt Decay. So it's kind of sad that I didn't do the free block on the Kalidas earlier. That 3 life's going to be really relevant. I think the last card, though, in our opponent's hand is kind of a non-card, I'm hoping. Mentor. Okay. Now, this is that weird board state where the Psy is actually a little bit better for us. Because it blocks the Kalidas. It's not going to block the Ooze anymore. Ooze can grow. Actually, no, he already grew the Ooze, so. Fatal pushes the Thopter. And it's so sad that block I should have made is very, very relevant, you know. A little bit sad that that's the case. Wants to fire up the Quag. Like, just think we would have actually had 1 more turn if I had made the block I was supposed to earlier. But we'll see what our next card is, if it was going to be relevant or not. I would assume just like with there's another Mentor, but not enough meat. That wasn't a bad draw from us, though, by any stretch. So against something like Rock, how do we want to board? I think our counter magic is really weak. Yeah, I think the counter magic's on the weak side. We may want Paths. Celestial Purge seems good. Ether Grid's interesting, but I think we want Purge. We can cut like some of our weaker O's, like Amber's one of them. The Tormod's Crypts are on the weaker side. Let's bring in the extra Chalice. Chalice set to 1. All it's really turning off is push. So I don't know how important it will be, but I think it's better than just random Tormod's Crypts. Granted, I mean, they'll have Tarmogoyf, right? So, I mean, you know, maybe these are still better than some of those things. Like, 2-drops we could honestly turn off as well. Like, let's see how many Chalices we have. 3. Explosives. Chalice. Like, these can be good. I mean, we could play the Paths, even though I'm thinking about maybe trying to turn off those. We could just play the Detention Sphere, honestly. This game's going to get grindy. We can play some of our grindier cards. Settle the Wreckage is kind of like against them. Honestly, I like Crypt. Hey, what's up, Spider Space? Thanks for the cheer. Thanks for the cheer, Spider Space. You like these just fine, Irish? Yeah, we can't cut too many of our zeros. Otherwise, the deck doesn't work. That's fair. So we don't want any of the counter spells, right? But maybe we want the Paths. Maybe we want the Arrayos. Like, I'm looking at Settle, but I don't think so. I don't think we want Settle. Maybe. They certainly probably wouldn't expect it. You know what? I'm going to trade the Helix for the Paths, and I'm going to play the... I think I might actually play the Settles. I mean, I'm looking at Arrayo, and I'm like, eh. I'm looking at Ether Grid, and I'm like, I don't know about that. I think I might actually play these Settles. I appreciate that, Spider Space. Thanks for the biddies. I'm good. I'm good. How are you? How's it going? So this hand is, we can actually like keep a 7 against Rock, which is good. I don't know. We managed to take out Blue Eye Control, so maybe we can do it. Take out like another real deck, right? Rock's a fine choice right now. We don't want to do the Bobble during their turn because they're probably trying to pick apart our hand here. He'll probably take Explosives. Not that I was going to put the Explosives out there and set it to, you know, the relevant CMC for this is 2. So I see Psy Master Thopterist. I will draw it. I'll play Tarn. I was thinking about playing Hallowed Fountain before I drew the Celestial Purge. So opponent needs to choose between Psy and some answers. Probably just takes the Psy. Can't imagine, unless he's got something really juicy, like a good reason to take the Celestial Purge. It seems like that's what he's pondering here. He's like, oh man, maybe I should take that Purge, but like, this is like what our deck's doing. Massive Burrito. That sounds tasty. Do you have a picture of it? Oh, okay, he's just gonna take everything. Okay. Well, now that that's established. We have one more fetch, so I don't really feel weird about doing that. Noxious. So we could get back Psy, where it's nice and safe on top of my library, right? And that's honestly, that's probably better than just oh, okay, well, or we could just answer this Liliana. I like answering the Lily. I mean, like, so we could grab the Psy and play Psy Tormod's Crypt. The problem with that is there's no guarantee that the Psy is going to live through like through the Liliana, through so I kind of just like answering this. Oos. Can't quite Thoughtcast. I don't really care about turning off the ooze from growing once. That seems like a waste. think we kick it back. He can't cut us off red. And like the red's just a splash, so it's not the biggest of deals if we don't have a basic mountain. Yep. Another crypt. So we can Thoughtcast. Which I think is worth. So now we got some real actual cards. Ooh, tracker? Okay. Okay. Coast. We may just be dead here, chat. And that's okay. I would assume something like rock or any other black X archetype is going to be tough. So we have to draw something relevant here. Because I just didn't want to throw our creatures out there just to get toasted. Yeah, we're dead from a lot of different angles here. Like if I play Saheeli, we're kind of screwed. So I think it's actually Mentor. Trophy. We crypt ourselves so the ooze doesn't grow. What am I dead to? I'm dead to remove the monk. That'll do it. Good games. But this is not something we probably would want to go up against because it's as simple as them like Inquisitioning or Thought Seizing. Because even though we have 12 creatures to go off with, like the reason why we added the weird one of Noxious is because I knew that the deck would be a little bit weak to some of these, Inquisition, Thought Seize, removal heavy decks. And that's okay. You don't worry about it. Like if we're bad against something, I don't want to like totally shift. Like we talked about spending the sideboard slots on something even like Leyline of Sanctity, because like the hyper fast decks of the format, like your burns, they're going to be tough for us, and also the Thought Seize decks of the format. So like Rock, Grixis Death Shadow, those are going to be Burn, Grixis Death Shadow, and Rock are going to be probably some of our toughest opponents. So I don't know if I want to go into full blown Leyline of Sanctity but I mean we just built this last stream, so I don't expect it to be good yet. But it's cool that we're facing up against some like real decks and doing it. We're on the draw and we have a scry. Let's hope to get there. We're playing some jank. I love it. Could be humans. Could set this explosives to 1. We need to see several land drops anyway for this hand to kind of come together. But we're more likely to see blue than we are white source. So we could go Foundry that gives us red for Saheeli, red and white for Helix, and then if we see red or white, we can cast this. I'm actually going to lead on Foundry. So we're more likely to see blue. And it's just because the hand is like Mentors and Saheeli's, like, this actually makes sense to me. Could be Spirits. Oh, we're not doing very much if I... Looks like humans to me, though. Alright. Well... Kept a risky hand, but we know what we're up against. We know how to board. Opponent doesn't necessarily. Chalices are garbage. We don't want to cut too many. of our enablers, right? Like we kind of do need to keep in some of our stuff. Where to? No. Purge, no. You can get a decent amount of 2-for-1s with Sphere against something like humans. I'd rather just scoop and he doesn't necessarily know. Like a lot of our artifacts are weak, which makes me worried that we're not going to have enough O's. Let's not cut the Amber, even though I have been slimming on that. Let's actually cut the Rayo. Give me Sphere. Our counter magic's weak. Let's cut some number of rebukes. I might just cut all the rebukes. We just cried that to the bottom. I did pay the toll. What's up, pay the toll? I know you don't play Magic anymore, but I'm so glad you're here, man, just hanging out. That does my heart good because we got some nice history to look back on, right? Remember those events we did, man? Good times. I wish Card Hoarders still had the budget to do more of those kinds of things. I understand why they didn't, like, cause they tried twice, right? We did the Modern Challenge or the Pauper, was it the Pauper Challenge, and then we did the 100-ticket Modern, and it just really never took off from there, right? I'm kind of hoping we'll do some of that, though, with Modern Day Heroes as we grow our roster of streamers. Yeah, Saheeli-Os. You know, Saheeli-Os. Pretty much. Let's run. I mean, like, Purge does have some targets. This hits Freebooter. This hits Mantis Rider. I mean, this might be better than Rebuke. Because the counter magic's just pretty much dead in this matchup. But at least we get to board with some information. Opponent knows we have what? We have some explosives. Oh, wow. And we have, like, lands. Sweet. Oh, I mean, this might be another tough matchup, right? It might be as simple as they have like a good Thalia draw and I can't play all our free stuff, you know. I'm sure normal Cheerios might have some difficulty with humans as well. But like, what's good about this league, we didn't go into this league thinking that we were going to win it. We were going to go into the league to see if there was some cool broken stuff we could do with Saheeli. Oh, so it is just spirits. Okay, you were totally right, Spider Space. I thought it was Humies. I mean, the board plan is pretty similar for both. Because we're hoping for third land. I don't think I'm going to crack this Flooded Stream. We've got 3 basics. It's fine. Like, we're hoping for third land, and Psy Master Thopterist is going to be excellent in this matchup. We want flying tokens, so I'm glad we have Psy. Okay, we may not get there, chat, because like this Mausoleum Wanderer has the Lightning Helix checked. Oh boy. All right. That's it. That's the roster, Spider Space. That is Modern Day Heroes. We are primarily modern streamers, and that's the name we're going with. We're Magic Online streamers, primarily modern. That's like our thing. Yeah, we just kind of come together and we've teamed up. We've become a team of sorts. I mean, if I'm taking the damage anyway, maybe I should just get him to spend the Wanderer here. I don't know. Seems weak, but we know this is getting countered, but oh no, he's got Captain. Gross. Yep. And then we didn't draw third land. That's okay. So, what do we struggle with? We struggle with things like Thalia and apparently maybe Spirits. Thankfully, it's not that popular of an archetype, so I don't think we should start thinking about that. But the black deck definitely pulled us apart. Man, this league started great though. Like we had a relatively easy victory against Blue-White Control yesterday, at the end of yesterday, when we started this league. But hand hate seems to be something we're weak against, and certainly Thalia. And I mean, we're less bursty than like Cheerios, of course. Like we're not looking to like go off until the third turn, right? Unless we have like a crazy Opal draw. We're not looking to do the thing till one of these is in play. But I still think this is a cool concept, just trying to use Saheeli in a different way. People have even talked about her in Legacy. I mean, she's resilient. She's a very you know, she's more expensive mana, obviously, but she's hard to remove. She's like a Pyromancer effect that's hard to remove, you know? And she does trigger with more things than Pyro does, which is kind of cool. So we'll see. I think the card's cool. I think it definitely is certainly a thing. Card's also really cheap. I thought about just picking up a whole bunch on Moto at least, just so I don't have to worry. At least the playset. At least a playset. In paper, they're like what, almost $1. And like War might be like a really, you know, largely drafted format that like you look at like a card like Damping Sphere, it's showing up in a lot of modern sideboards now, and it's still not very expensive, and that just has to do with how much New Dominaria was drafted. So, oh, this hand actually looks pretty good. Fetch with a bauble, 2 lands. We'll keep it. Couple of O's to go with these. Like this hand actually looks pretty good. We have all our colors. If we get Sacred Foundry. Alright, so it's the Prowess deck. We could maybe beat that. We have to win out for this league. Tormod's Crypt, not interested. Foundry. It sucks that the land that we have can't cast like something like Helix though. Oh, now we could. Tormods. Might be correct for me to... No, I don't think so. I think we want this. And we're going to go with Mentor, right? Because the flying doesn't really matter. It's not really relevant for Thopterist. I think we just want to go Mentor and make... Now, Master Thopterist, Psy is resilient to Bolt. So that actually might be a reason I go with Psy instead of Mentor. Is that crazy to go Psy? Like, it's not like I have to make a bunch of tokens immediately. Like I could just play Psy, say go, see what he does. We're just going off over there. Yeah, we're just going off. I might lead on Psy. I might go Psy. Say go. Next turn, Mentor, Crypt, Explosives. But I'm glad you guys are here today. I think this deck's cool. I'm not gonna sit here and say that it's, you know, amazing by any stretch. Well, the flight, yeah, true. I mean, the flying is relevant for Phoenix. That is true. Face is the place. Oh, we're just dead. Alright, because I have to chomp. I'm just curious what our next draw is. It'd have to be, I think, exactly like Helix or something. That's okay. And should I have played out the zeros? Probably. Maybe that was me getting greedy. These seem good. Should we have a lot of great sideboard for this match? So that's good. That Exiles. Not really that interested in the counter magic. It's a little awkward for a matchup like this. I think that even Areo might be cool if there was room for her. Let's cut the Crypts, but I think pretty much every other artifact is relevant. There are things to remove with the Explosives. Chalice is good, and we're gonna bring in an extra copy. We'll cut that. We'll cut. If I had a choice between Outcome and Lead the Chance, I'd rather play Outcome. And then I don't think we actually have room for the Areo. I think all these other things are good to the point where I'd rather have them. I don't want to cut any of our build-around cards. Those are the token generators. All right, let's win this match. We win this. Things look good. Lose my voice. So we know that we want explosives set to 1 in this matchup. I might actually just do that. So many of their draws are based on their, like Swift Spear, the other prowess guy. Granted, I might still just be playing Chalice at the 1 here. Anyways. Opponent will be like, why me? Why do you have to have chalices? Okay. Well, we have made servo. Light up the stage, reveals. This does nothing. I mean, we're looking good. We're looking pretty good, chat. Like, light up the stage, revealing a card they can't cast. Alright, this will be like Phoenix. Ooh, Chandra. Okay, okay. Oh, kind of glad I brought in the Sphere. This will trigger the Saheeli, which is kind of sweet when you think about it. Opponent's seen enough. Opponent was like, I've seen enough. Now that I've seen Chandra, like, the counter spells get a little bit more, like, enticing, but I still think we just run it back. We do have a couple answers to Chandra. Like, maybe I would cut the Settles, but I like how Settle is going to line up against, like, if they have a really good Phoenix draw. We also should leave in the Crypts, actually. Hold up. We should have left these in. Actually, I'm not going to... Actually, let's cut the Paradoxicals. It's not like they're going to run us out of resources. Oh, too late. I was going to say, if we could go back in time and board a little differently, that would be the way I do it. Now, if this was Mox Opal, I think that I could maybe even consider this hand, because it's got 2 sideboard cards. It's tempting, right? Because these baubles are going to redraw. I am going to keep this. There's a sideboard card. We're on the draw. I've got 2 baubles I can burn just to try to get to that second land. I actually think I'm going to keep it. And what we're going to do with these baubles is we'll bauble before he draws, so during this upkeep, and then we'll do it after he draws as well. So he draws Mountain. Next card is going to be Mountain. So he just got a couple of mountains coming up. So no real information other than he's definitely not missing land drops. So we're hoping one of these bauble draws and our draw for the turn gets us that second land. So unfortunately, opponent did find Phoenix. I did not have Tormod's Crypt. If he finds second Phoenix here, that's rough. His looting, the second looting is appearing to be a difficult choice for the opponent, so I'm hoping that this did not find another Phoenix. I'm hoping we're just facing Swift Spear. I mean, looting's insane, right? Faithless looting is pretty crazy when you think about it, the card. Sure, it ends up being disadvantage in the end, but... Okay, he gives up a Chandra. It's crazy. Alright. Let's draw that land. Well, I did ask for a land. I should have been more specific, chat. I was hoping to be able to cast the Lightning Helix. I mean, now we can take out the Arclight Phoenix. Like, cause in a perfect world, we get to purge the Phoenix, and oh well, Blood Moon. Their hand was like legit. That's just too bad. That is just too bad. I guess that's what they had instead of Chandra, Torch of Defiance. So maybe we need to add a couple more lands to the deck. I mean, we just slapped this prototype together. Didn't really. I mean, we based this on nothing, right? I mean, I was like, oh, well, maybe we can like kind of think about like, you know. But I don't think after playing it that 18 lands was nearly enough. I think this is more like a 19 or even 20. What else can we derive from this? I felt good though. Like like we played it with points. Like we had won, or what did we 3-2'd? We 3-2'd with the Karn deck, Spider Spaces list, and then I just took those points and we played this. We haven't seen these come up yet. Maybe we only won even just a couple of these. The thought casts were awkward more than they were awesome, just because we're kind of a mix of artifacts and spells. So I actually was less excited about those. Just draw two. I mean, like, if anything, I'd rather just load up on the card that we know is insane, which is the Paradoxicals. It's like the third or maybe even the fourth. Just go with, like, the strongest card in that slot. And then that frees us up a little bit for, like, one or more lands. And, like, if we're going to play all these fours and we need to be hitting our third land... I think that I overestimated the extra mana that these opals would give us. And then Amber, you know, we can just think of as getting us to 4 mana for outcome. But I think I overestimated how much that was going to give us, like, mana-wise. And I think that I'd actually just like some more Seachrome Coasts. We're seeing a lot of hyper-aggressive decks tonight, or this morning, this afternoon. So I think maybe just more Coasts. Just keep it simple. This red is just the splash. And I don't think I'd change much else. Oops. I don't think I'd change much else for now. I think I'd want to run it a few more times to see if, like, we undervalued Paradoxical. Maybe the Arraeos really should be a sideboard thing. And then we can mainboard one more Chalice, or... I'm just trying to think. Or maybe this could even be main board and we like cut a Rebuke. But what's the card I'm thinking of? I mean, I'm fine for this Tuesday Brewsday just to be this deck and we like tune this and refine this, because I do like this idea. I do like this potentially. Oh yeah, I was thinking of maybe still trying to leave the chance. So this would be us kind of loading up. Ooh, sorry about that, guys. Loading up on this effect. I guess I can't be over in that window and still. Can I move this over here? Yeah, okay. I can move that onto my other screen. So we could try something more like this, and then we just got to cut a sideboard card. Or we just make room for the Chalice in the main deck. We got a match. We just make room for that Chalice into the main board and we cut like the Amber or something. I think I was under... I was kind of not that excited about the card. There we go. Maybe something more like this. So we could run like another event after this. We'll keep. Like, especially if we really do have too few lands in the deck, then I'm definitely excited to see an opener that can cast Saheeli. My opponent's record, hey, it's Professor French. We're 1-3, so I'll let him know. So just testing the new tech. How's it going? French might not even know my Moto username because it is different from my stream name. But he is a fellow streamer, if you guys don't know. He's also a writer. He has written a few books, fantasy books that he sells on Amazon. That's kind of cool. So if you want to check out his stream, that's I think it's just twitch.tv Professor French. Oh, so he's playing the same deck. Okay. Since we know Chalice is relevant here, I am going to play it out. Otherwise, we would hold it for this. Now, using the Chalice as an O is awkward, right? It is. That's something to think about. I mean, yes, it does like trigger these guys. We actually added it not so much because we think it's going to synergize with the deck, but can somebody jump into his? So he didn't respond. Okay. Well, I didn't want to actually win that game. I told him we were 1-3 in the chat too. Poor guy. I mean, it wasn't like he was off to a great league anyway. He was 0-1. He would have needed to win out, but I don't feel great about that he doesn't actually want to play Magic with us. Can somebody head over to his stream and be like, why you no want to play? That's fine. I'm kidding. Don't do that. Let me grab cards and we'll load up for another league. I don't always remember to say it every stream, but this stream is sponsored by Card Hoarder. These guys are awesome. Letting us borrow cards is great. I mean, it really just allows me to stream Magic the Gathering online for you guys in ways I wouldn't be able to without their support. So hats off to you, Card Hoarder, for keeping streamers like me and Evan and some of the others, streaming Magic. Really appreciate you guys. And if you guys are looking to get into Moto or to get out of Moto, they are a great resource for that. You can turn your Moto cards into money. They have one of the better payouts. Or you keep playing. But yeah, so, I mean, I think these chalices are sweet. We just have to remember that if we're like in a pinch using them as a 0, that's like cutting off so much of the rest of the deck. So I actually think we should think of these more like here. Because they're not really a 0 that we want to just throw out there, right? Our deck just doesn't have 1s, right? We have like 1-1. Like all of these are 0s or 2s and above. So that's kind of the cool thing about... Like the Chalice makes sense to me in this deck. Not so much for this pile, right? We're not just using it to kind of cheat out, free stuff for these guys. And again, in a format like Modern, there's no Cabal Therapy, right? So like where Mentor plays really nice with Therapy. I guess Saheeli would play great with Cabal Therapy too. Maybe we should have been brewing with this card in Legacy. It's blue, so you can pitch her to Force. That's it. That's an interesting thought. And we might just want more low-end interaction, too. I mean, the Helixes were pretty good for that. I mean, we might just want the 4th Rebuke. Because I actually did like how the Rebukes played. Maybe we should just play the 4th Rebuke. Like, there's some matchups like Humans where it is awkward, but it... It's a pretty efficient counterspell in our deck. Like it's often it's at least mana leak or it's 1 mana leak. Pretty reasonable amount of the time. So I actually kind of like the idea of just playing only the playset of Outcome and not playing any Lead the Chance, and then just playing Rebukes as well. I think that the Affinity draw was just not... The Thoughtcasts were just not enough. I think we really just want Outcomes or nothing. And we didn't play enough copies of Outcome to really see it do its thing, I think is the other thing. what's nice is Outcome could let us put Chalice out on 0, and then we just return it, and then we can, use it again, and we're not worried about cutting off a reasonable amount of our deck, right? So, there's quite a bit of synergy here. And like Outcome, you can always return, like you can use it in response to somebody trying to remove one of these threats as well, or like they're going to kill off Saheeli. We can Outcome to return her to hand. Getting another servo. Card is powerful. There isn't really a paradoxical Outcome deck in Modern that I'm aware of. I mean, I think there are some people like screwing around with like actual Cheerios. But yeah, I do kind of feel bad that Professor French just scooped to us. That's why I typed to him. I said we're just getting testing in. But anyway, let's run it back. I really enjoy this kind of a strategy. I think this is a cool deck. It's got a lot of different things it can do. I think we're gonna keep the Revival. I don't know. It's just such a worse way to get one of these back. I think I'm fine with us being bad against like blue. I think I'm okay with us being weak, I should say. I think I'm all right with us being weak against a couple different decks. If anything, I'd almost like the fourth Chalice and the fourth Explosive, since those are just like kind of quote unquote the strongest zeros. If anything, I don't mind like the fourth Explosives. So we're kind of light on removal. I think the fourth Explosives might be sweet. I think I just want that instead of the Revival. I think I just want the fourth Explosives. I think Explosives is pretty reasonable at the moment. Like 3 of Crypt makes sense to me, 3 of Chalice makes sense to me, but I actually think Explosives could just straight up be a playset in this deck. So hopefully 20 lands is where it's at. I mean, you have to remember, chat, we are still a Mox Opal deck, hence the Citadels. So, you have to kind of calculate that into the mana at some point. But yeah, I think Explosives could be good. It's something for us to do turn 1. Like, we don't really have a lot of room for a lot of turn 1 plays, but like just setting Explosives to 1 is kind of could be like a pretty normal play pattern for us. So we'll say yes. We just had too many games where like I never saw these, or there were a couple games where we saw too many of them, so I don't quite know if we have the numbers even on these guys right. Maybe it's 4 Saheeli, 4 Mentor, 3 Sai. But again, like I think we're just, since we're just testing this concept, like we want to make sure that we always draw our build around cards. Like play sets on all the cards. Like okay, we need to see this. And then other cards we're just testing. Let's run it back. It's only 6:30. We got another hour and a half of stream, so let's jam. We had a good start. Then things just went downhill. That's okay. Let's see if this goes a little bit better for us. Because like against our black-green opponent, if we had Paradoxical, my goodness, like that could have been a completely different match. If we were able to just, all right, let's draw 5 cards out of nowhere. We'll keep, and I am gonna do Mishra's Bauble, something else for us to do. Turn 1, we have we have 7 fetches, so it's not impossible for us to see Bauble with a fetch. Now we could have had Rebuke ready. So we could have like rebuked that map if I'd played out the Opal. But like in the dark, I'm not gonna know to do that. Now that I know that it's Tron, like sure, but Sai. Okay, we'll draw Sai. And again, do you want to... Oh, Chalice is pretty sweet. Now, Chalice is something I would put out there. Chalice one's pretty decent against Tron. It's not amazing, but they actually have quite a few ones overall. Unfortunately, he's got Tron here. So if I just go for Psy, if we don't have Rebuke ready, well, we actually would, right? Because I'm gonna go Shock, play Psy, play Opal. That gives us a token. So we actually can follow up this Psy with Rebuke. Right, because we're going to be able to tap the Chalice. Yeah, so Opal gives me blue. Even if they kill Psy here with like a mean deck Dismember, we can still Rebuke here. So this looks bad, but like double counterspell Chalice on one might actually bring this Tron player down. Maybe they're blue Tron. Maybe, you know. Well, heck, maybe blue Tron would actually be worse for us. So there's Tower. Tower of Power. Rebuke? Oh, it is blue Tron. You can have that. That's fine. It is blue Tron. Okay. Okay. I was kind of hoping it might be. We have a chance. We have a real chance. Don't you have to reveal it, or I guess you don't? Oh, yeah, sorry, it goes into play. So he is blue Tron. I was hoping he was blue Tron, I think. Right? Isn't that a good thing? For him to be blue Tron? I keep thinking it's a good thing. Alright, Opal. Play Opal. Keep. Tap, tap, tap. Outcome. The Opal. No, this isn't really. Nah. Oh, that's awkward. Cancel. No, I don't think I'm supposed to actually outcome here. I was considering it. Like just give up a Thopter or two just to draw a bunch of cards, because it might just be better just to get this in here and still hold up Rebuke after the fact. Which we would. I don't think I'm like taking Chalice out. Although like Bluetron actually plays Chalice. They don't really care about this Chalice. It's an interesting call. I don't really care about Chalice on one. They basically just play map. Oh, it's non-token. Never mind. I can't return the tokens. What am I talking about? So this would literally just be re-grabbing these, redeploying that. I mean, that might still be good enough. Yeah. Then we can kind of go crazy a little bit here. I mean, again, I don't think I want to put, like, in this matchup, I'd want Chalice on 2, actually, which is another number that we designed the deck to actually put it on. Because, like, I think in Modern, it's not enough to just be able to set Chalice to 1. There's plenty of decks where it's more relevant on 2. I know this isn't something we haven't talked about today, but the fact that, like, our deck is nothing but 0s and 3s. I mean, a couple of 2s, right? Because we thought aggro might be tough. But most of the deck is 0s or 3s and above. So like Chalice can kind of fulfill this really nice, like it can either be here set to 1 or it can be set to 2. So we might just like hold this to set it to 2, because I know that it's good on 2 in the matchup. I don't really care to block. Well, he'll just block. That's an easy block for him. I meant to do it during his draw step, actually. Thirst. Now, if we didn't have a rebuke, I think I'd wait. Sundering Titan. Okay. I mean, we can't let something like an Oblivion Stone resolve. But setting Chalice to 2 is good. I don't know if setting Chalice to 2 is better than just going like Mentor here. And holding up Rebuke again. Oh, hang on, my camera is doing that thing. Doing the thing. Doing that thing it likes to do. Alright, so... this doesn't say I have exactly another rebuke, right? I mean, again, I could have set Chalice to 2 here, but I don't think so. This would be a tough match because like we kind of want to grind. It's not like we're like a pure Cheerios where it's like we would have gone off by now, unfortunately. Like we're trying to grind out our games, so not what you want to do against Tron, but Explosives is bad in the matchup, but we can use it to trigger our people. Wish I had one more mana source because I could put Chalice. Yeah, if I had one more mana, I think he's just thirsting. If I had another mana source, actually maybe I should have played the other Mentor because we're kind of all in, right? I know he's just gonna block here probably. I mean, we're kind of all in, but yet I don't quite want to commit all my creatures to the table. But maybe I should have played the Mentor because we do have another Sai. That's tough. Is this just like Rift? This could be just straight up Cyclonic Rift. That'd be sad. Yeah. We don't really have any cards in the main board that care about losing that red source. Oh, I mean, Rift is the pits for us. Looks like we were fooled. We were never going to win this game. Let's dump the extra Sai. It's not a big deal. Looks as though this was never a game we could win. Or at least it feels that way. Ugin, but I can't counter it. Yeah, I mean, he can pay for the review. Well, I guess I kind of wish it was normal Tron, not blue Tron. Alright, uncounterable. They usually do only play one spell a turn. I mean, the problem is map. Like, they could have a map sitting in their hand that we try to turn off with Chalice. Chalice, like, it just basically turns off map. They themselves are a Chalice deck, so I would assume that this is worthless. Now, he may try to set Chalice on 0 against us, so we do want to have maybe put an explosives out on 0 preemptively, trying to beat that. These are good. There's a couple cards, like the one I just mentioned, we're going to need to get rid of. Other than that, I don't have very much. We could run some number of Arreo. It's like a minor nuisance. Crypt is weak, but we want to have a certain number of O's. I don't think I want anything like Gearper or anything like this. Like All these other cards seem just kind of mediocre, so let's run it back. But yeah, since we're like, unfortunately, since we're like a grindy Cheerios, like we can't burst, decks like Tron. But hey, Rayo and some stuff. I mean, I'd probably keep this. What's up, Puddin'? Hey, it's Tuesday Brewsday. We're working on the we're still working on the Saheeli-Os. We're up against Blue Tron in the beginning of a new league. It seems not unwinnable, but difficult. They do have Tron a little bit less consistently than they get it a little bit less consistently than and we may not get to flip this Arreo unless we find some more O's and a paradoxical outcome. Like in this build, she might only flip when we have paradoxical. Well, no Tron piece yet. So that's good. Hey, there it is. So we just want to get this countered by his remand. I know you're like, but Bruce, how did you know? If I had another O, we could actually flip the Arreo here, because this is 1 spell, 2 spells, third spell. If he just has like a pile of remands over there, maybe we will get to flip her next turn. But that's a turn he's not spending the map, so... Wow, no Tron piece yet. Not a single Tron piece. So now we could. So you go Psy, he counters the Psy, that's fine. Maybe I should have attacked first, just to get that 1 damage in. I thought I said hello. What's up, Puddin'? Did you not hear me? How's it going? How are you, my friend? How's it going? So we would have needed the opponent to counter there if we wanted to flip the Arreo. And I think, like, with the paradoxical outcome, I think I'm not supposed to be like, oh, ooh, like we need to do it that way. It looks like he's just cracking wants to just crack the expedition map. So why don't we just make some Thopters, and if like to flip the Arreo, if it's going to take the paradoxical, it'll take the paradoxical outcome. What's up, D20 Bandito? I see you being a supporter of Fluffy Wolf. That's awesome. Oh, opponent flips our Arreo for us. Huh. Opponent does us the service of flipping her for me. I appreciate it. I like how there's a little thing in chat that says, Arreo Sormatami Ascendant has flipped! That's awesome. I never noticed that. That's great. What? I never noticed that. Opponent's like, whoops, I guess I'll scoop. I mean, maybe Chalice is better than just having some rando Tormod's Crypts. Like, they do use, like, this would break up Mindslaver combo. And I guess I wouldn't mind having a Chalice set the 2. It's like, what's it going to turn off in our deck? Ooh, it turns off Where. It turns off Arreo. Like, it turns off so very little. It actually doesn't turn off Dovins. And maybe we should be playing more Dovins for that reason, because it's a sideboard card that is 2 mana, but isn't turned off by Chalice. Now, as tempting as it might be to keep this hand, right? Right, guys? We're on the draw. We've got 2 baubles. We're not keeping that. But, we can dream. You got a deck for me to look at, Puddin'? How's it going, Buckin' Broncos? It's good to see you, my friend. What up? Oh, I thought I bought him this. I thought we just bought him that. It's weird. That's peculiar. I thought we just bought him a paradoxical. But again, like, this is... I'm not going to say that Blue Tron's unwinnable. That's not what I'm here to say. But I will say this is tough. This is going to be tough. Probably just wants to sit on cracking map here. Talisman of Dominance. You got it, opponent. I'm not going to sit here that it's unwinnable. I'll take a look, Puddin' Stars. Is this like another Chord deck? Puddin' likes to play Chord. How did I know? Yeah, the Arcbow list. What's new? What'd you change? Ooh, Bosk. Interesting. What'd you change? It is a tri-land. Um, Murderous Redcap is new. I don't remember that being in your list before. Where is your Fiery Justice? We're gonna have a talk. We're gonna have a talk. I don't see Fiery Justice in your sideboard, and you had the colors to cast it. All right. So what do we see? Explosives. See ya. Other version of Kiki, Shalai, Archangel, Thune Feeder. I went 3-1. Nice. Too many directions. Yeah, tell me a story of my life, story of my deck's life. Too many directions. Too many things. Too many notes. Land? Land? Whew. Went for Redcap Ronus. Yeah, I noticed you don't even have the Kiki combo in there. It's like, what's the combo here? I see Devoted Druid. Oh yeah, you put all the mana into Ronus and you just trample over. Yeah. He's only got one piece of Tron actually in play. No guarantee that the Sai is gonna. I think we lead on Sai. No guarantee that Sai might resolve. Did we bring in a lot of red cards? We brought in a couple of Wear Tear. So I guess I will go Steam Vents here. And I think we're going Sai. Especially with the Paradoxical Outcome in my hand, I'm not that worried about like putting these things into play. Infinite mana. Right, Shalai pumps your team. You have Vizier combo. I didn't see the Seer. Is there a Seer? Oh, there is. There you go. So he's got one piece of Tron out there. Yeah, Saheeli is actually really good in this matchup because she doesn't get bounced to the Rift. Rift does get countered by Chalice on 2, so I guess last game if I could have snuck Chalice on 2, that would have been very good to do. I doubt that this Saheeli is going to stick. I have serious doubts that it will. We could have sat on the outcome, I suppose, instead of playing into this counterspell. Looks to be Condescend. Oh, it's Thirst. Okay. Oh yeah, sure. Definitely put that version into the Discord. For the actually, you should let people know about the Discord, Puddin'. A lot of people don't even know about it. They don't even know. Some people don't even know that we have Discord. That Discord exists? Or that we have it for this channel? Oh, that's Tron. Am I dead? Ugin. Okay. Ugin to take care of Saheeli and Sai. We'll have some Thopters in the end, but it's not looking great, chat. It's not looking great. It's not looking good because the Ugin can plus to take care of the mentor. Ugin's just such an insane planeswalker. So I think we are losing this first game to Blutron. I'm okay with it. It's not a terribly prevalent archetype. It sucks to lose to it. But I mean, this deck's so much fun. I'm going to have a good time regardless of, you know, whatever happens. And we move on. I think though I'm not trying to glorify it. I think Tron of any stretch is going to be tough, right? I think both archetypes of Tron, whether rare or played a lot, will be tough for us just because like we're not trying to be bursty, right? We're not trying to be. I mean, we can have bursty draws. Don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, we're just kind of a slow, grindy kind of Cheerios thing, you know. Yeah, Tron. Jovial Evil. Hey, what's up, Ike? How's it going, my friend? So we'll see if we can get some other. I mean, like modern's pretty diverse, so I'm sure we won't. You know, I'm sure the rest of our league isn't just going to be blue Tron and green Tron. Like I hope not. There's a possibility we run into green Tron, but the rest of this league probably won't be a lot of Tron. So, but yeah, good. It's good to identify what the deck's weak to, and we can try to make it a little bit less weak to those things. I actually might keep this hand just because we have put more lands in it, and the bauble we're gonna just probably cycle. We're definitely cycling bauble if I keep a one lander on the draw. I may just cycle both of them just to make sure. Just want to make sure that we get there. You love some Tron? I'm kind of indifferent. It's not really something that I enjoy playing personally. It's not something I especially don't like playing against it, but I mean, oh, Drake. So we're playing against Phoenix. Crypt is relevant in the matchup. Chalice on 1 is also pretty relevant. Thing in the ice. Ice, 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 ice. That's not good. Card's good against us. Chalice set to 1. I don't think I want to just throw the Crypt out there. Like, I think I do want to get Psy or Mentor going. But I mean, then again, maybe I should put the Crypt out there. I don't think I'm supposed to. Maybe he just speed flips the thing and we can just block it forever and he doesn't realize how good it is against us unflipped. I hope that's the case. I hope he just tries flipping this thing in the ice right now. It's actually really good for us. So he just got a bunch of spells countered. And we get to go Mentor. I'm gonna go with the Powerhouse. We're gonna lead on the Powerhouse, which is Mentor. And we just block this thing a bunch. Actually, maybe I'll hold back on playing the explosives. Like maybe now what we want to do is this is Drake. Oh, Drake's a problem. We knew about the Drake too. Was I supposed to sit on the Rebuke instead of playing Mentor? That's kind of hard to think to do. Right? Like would I actually, I mean we did know about the Drake though. Was I supposed to just sit there? Well now no, we're gonna have flying defense. It's fine. It's fine. Let's just be patient. We should eventually out token them. Like for example, the Mentor's big enough here that I mean I guess he could trade his Drake with my Mentor and I kinda care about that. Decides not to. So his best draw is exactly Thing in the Ice. Of course he drew it. Oh, 2 of them. We're going to have to pick up one of my explosives and set it to 2 somehow. He's on 1 card though. Alright, so let's block. Need to find a way to return. Like every turn I'm like, I don't think the Rebuke's going to be relevant like it is. Isn't that funny? It's funny how that works. Let's check his top. He's got a bolt coming up that we don't care about. If I could just get a little bit more power on the Mentor, we could swing into these things. I'm probably going to be cracking some cards with my Psy. Crypt probably isn't relevant. And we only need one explosives to take out these thing in the ice. Drew a Helix. I mean, I could swing in the air for one. So we know he's got a dead draw. We know we're getting an extra draw from our bauble. So our best draws are, I mean, another mentor is like okay, I guess. Hardcast Phoenix, okay. So block here, block here. Take a hit from the Phoenix. Crypt. So I could go Mentor Crypt. I mean, seriously, if we just had like one more mana source, I'd be holding up this Rebuke every turn. So we're gonna get lots of triggers. I'm so triggered right now, right? We actually do get through a little bit here. Like we get through for 3 damage? 2 damage. We get through for 2 damage. Which I know you're like, look at our board, isn't that insane? But he does have 2 relevant blockers. So we're actually only chipping away. Opponent building towards flipping his thing in the ices. We really want to either find another explosives or... What an interesting board state this is turning into. You know, you don't like a lot of Chalice games aren't this interesting. And maybe I was supposed to have taken out that... I probably was supposed to exile the Faithless Looting in retrospect. Equal to the number of instant sorcery cards you own. It's also in exile, of course. Opponent doesn't block with their Horror. Saheeli we would get to keep even if he does flip here. She would stay in play. She also does trigger the, at least the mentors. She won't trigger the Psy. So how we have 2 blockers. We have okay. So we have a blocker on the ground for. We have the Thopter to stay back. So there we get in for 5. Opponent is on 5. You think I'd like your red-green Tron walkers? Tron? So we have access to the Lightning Helix now. Alright, artifact I control becomes a top copy of another artifact or creature. So I could copy the Mentor. Hold on a second. Does that mean I could attack with something like Crypt? I mean, obviously there's a chance my opponent's actually going to flip these mid-combat. They do have 2 cards in hand. So hold on, chat. He spent this bolt already. How would Saheeli's minus ability work here? Target artifact I control becomes a copy of another artifact or creature. Could I copy Mentor and would it be summoning sick or not? Like if I turned this Crypt, because this Crypt's already been on the table. If I turned this or say this Explosives into something like Mentor, would or would that not do things? Or I could copy the Thopter. I mean, another flying attacker might be more relevant. I mean, I know we're just jamming the whole team. I'm just trying to figure out if I should copy something. Does anybody know? Does it have summoning sickness? I guess because it's. Well, let's just try it out because like this is the end of the game anyway. All right, choose a copy of another. So we're gonna choose Tormod's Crypt. We're gonna make it a mentor. Okay, so yeah, as long as it's something that's been in play, that's sweet. Okay, that's cool. That is cool. All right, let's attack. Us finally using the other mode on that. Like, we're all in here, right? Like, we know he's going to win if I hang back. We're also making tokens anyway. So, yeah, we crash in with the team. So he's at 5. This Helix should be lethal. And maybe he is just resetting the board, by the way, chat. I don't know what his hand is. I'm hoping it's just a land. So we get 3 monks getting through. Plus a Helix to the face. We're going to make another Thopter. This game is shaped up to be interesting, hasn't it, chat? A little bit. Lots of triggers. Lots and lots of triggers. Game has ended. And you'd think that we're very, very bad against something like Phoenix if they have a heavy thing in the ice draw. And he did. Right, opponent had a so these are all our exiling effects. Timely's interesting. Probably don't want that. Purge is interesting. So this 6 is interesting. What are the things that are less interesting for us? Like Chalice was great there. Tormod's is going to be good. Explosives is like, it's only so good. But I think we do need it. I think the Helix is actually, it was good there, but I actually think it's going to be overall just kind of against them. I also think the rebukes are awkward. Like we had a rebuke in our hand that whole time that I just never really found a good spot to counter. Their deck's relatively resilient to counter magic anyway. They have a lot of redundancy. I don't think I really want the rebukes. I think we just want all of our exile effects. We're bringing in Purge paths, even though like we'll want to get Chalice on one, but if they can fight these will be really good. Spheres and Settles. Like instead of Outcome, do we want some of these other cards? Like when they're on the play, do we want Timely when they're on the play? I know it's awkward, we're a tokens deck, so like we want to bring in, you know, a lot of different answers to Thing in the Ice, but like are we better off answering Thing in the Ice with a rebuke, or are we better off just running the explosives to do so? I'm not quite sure. And again, like maybe we don't even need something like Outcome, you know, like maybe this just, especially game 2, just isn't a grind, and we just want to maximize our answers to Thing in the Ice. What do you guys think? Because the Outcome might be overkill. Like this is great against like blue-white control. This is great against like Rock and some of these other decks that, you know, if they can fight this, you know, 12, we lose. Like these are great, but I don't think we need to. I don't know. You know what? Let's do it. And there's a third game. I mean, like taking game 1 against Phoenix is great. Seems good. All right, so this has a sideboard card. It's got good mana, right, because we got opals. Let's keep it. It's got Crypt that we can get out there. Phoenix won't generally turn 1 a Phoenix. They certainly will turn 2 a Phoenix. They certainly can turn 2 a Phoenix. So to respect the turn 2 Phoenix, I'm going to put Crypt into play. And like we're probably putting this into play anyway. We need to get this opal mana going. Now, if he plays, Pyromancer Ascension, we have explosives. I mean, I would be wary of a Blood Moon, so we can. I mean, we can get. I mean, granted, we have Opal, so it's not that big a deal if he does have Blood Moon. We can respect it a little bit here. Alright, you got a counterspell, my friend. They actually don't run a ton of counters. They have some. They don't run a ton, but they do have some. They'll have some like afterboard as well. Morphos. Okay. Maybe digging for counterspell. Was that maybe digging for counterspell? So no phoenixes were hit. Morphos. And I'm just thinking, should I just be crypting here? Or is it really okay for me to wait a little? Like, there's no phoenix in the yard. Blood Moon? Braid my chalice. Okay. Well, there's a phoenix. I'll grab it. What's coming up? Tarn. I mean, I imagine this explosives is going to be set to 2, so like maybe I should just preemptively set it, but we want to see one of our token generators before I really play too many of these. I'm fine cycling like a bauble. We can get another Tormod's Crypt going. I mean, if this is just Drake, we just D-sphere it. They usually only play 2 Drakes. I've seen some lists play more. Oh, just hardcast Phoenix? Okay. I mean, that's something else I can also D-sphere. I don't really want to detention sphere that, though. Yeah, okay, so this is how I'd rather fight over something like a Phoenix. And we may not find another... we may not see another token generator this game. And opponent's only got a couple cards left in hand. So, I mean, I could set this explosives to 1 for, like, cyborg cards, this or that. Like, I don't have to just set these explosives to, like, something like 0. So I think I'd just go crazy with the Psy. I could have actually set the explosives to 2, though, couldn't I? If I'd been patient. If I was going to spend the other opal anyway, I could have set this to 2. 2 is a more relevant number. So, in retrospect, I should have, if I was going to spend both of the opals anyway, I should have gone opal, float, opal, explosive set to 2. Just because, like, Pyromancer's Ascension, Thing in the Ice. Morphos. But we might still get this. I got a bunch of Thopters out there. Yeah, there's the Thing in the Ice. And again, I could have prevented this. Could have stopped this, chat. Axe on my Psy. No need to play around gut shot. So unfortunately, it looks like I'm spending this sphere on the Thing in the Ice, I think. And I mean, we could hold off maybe on 1 turn on that, but outcome. So outcome's interesting. Outcome means I could wait on spending the sphere. And I could actually... Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, so let's attack for 2. With outcome, during his end step, I could actually pick up and reset the explosives to 2. do nothing. Interesting. I don't know what that signals though, chat. Okay, so we did find another token generator as we do this. Am I supposed to just take out the thing in the ice, or should I go Saheeli and get value out of all of this? I think I'm going to hope he can't flip it immediately. Which, I mean, this might be really really greedy of me. I mean, I can get the explosives on 2 by spending the... I can get this set to 2. That kind of signals the opponent, obviously, not to play the other one they might draw, though, is the problem with this play. See, I think the paradoxical was actually really essential. The paradoxical outcome. I think this should have been a play set in the original build. I think it's just maybe it's a little bit too important. See, we're really punished by earlier not setting this to 2. He's got another turn coming up. So that probably means he's not flipping. So unfortunately, I'm not going to get priority to grab the looting. Unfortunately, he does get to bounce all my stuff. So we're punished by my play. So before I get priority, he'll get to flash it back. Bounce my dudes. Did he... So he cast 2 spells this turn, right? So he cast 2. Not quite enough to return the phoenixes yet, so I don't have to pop this unless there's another looting. I don't see one. So it actually ignores the Saheeli. So unfortunately that happened the way that it did, but anyway. What are you going to do, right, chat? So it ignores Saheeli. Drake. That we can D-sphere. I think I'm okay with that. I mean, these things happen, chat. You learn from it. Sweet that Saheeli, kind of like Mentor, gets to make a token off of the D-sphere. It's kind of cool. And like, if he plays another Drake and we find, like a paradoxical, I can return the sphere. Or does he have another one? I guess I'm hoping for that play now. We have some outs though. 2 draws and some outs. Okay, paradoxical, I can return the D-sphere and replay it? Do I have enough mana to do that? I do. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So we can actually do that play I'm talking about. He will draw a bunch of cards though, chat. Like he will get the triggers, but I think I have to do that. Oh, I don't want to just throw away a servo. I should have done this play before attacking. I could have gotten in for 2. That's my bad. Whoops. Definitely want to float the mana on the opal. Yeah, that's my bad. So we're gonna draw 3. Yeah, I should have done this play before. We're gonna draw fistful cards. I mean, it's fine. Get that back. I exile them both. Actually, he's only drawing 1 card. It's not 2. It's 1. All right, sphere. So it's not as bad as I made it seem. Yes, we did miss out on 2 damage this turn, but I don't think it's gonna break the bank. So we're gonna do all the things, make sure we got that graveyard locked down, and pass a turn. Yeah, my hand was a couple lands too. Okay. So we get there against Phoenix. We lost to Bluetron, but we get there against Phoenix. So that's good at least. Yeah. No, the outcome seems really important. I'll say that much. That's sweet. Yeah. Okay. Maybe the rest of our league is going to be Phoenix, and we pull off a decent win rate against it. That happens to me all the time. You have like a league where it starts with like kind of an obscure, tough, or obscure and or difficult matchup, and then like the rest of your league you run hot. This deck is cool. I'm not going to sit here and, you know, act like we had it the whole time. Like I was biting my nails over here. It's not, thankfully, not a habit I have, but it was yeah, I don't know. That whole time I was like, oh man, like if he has this, if he has that. I even made a couple of mistakes and we still won. So that's usually the sign of, hey, maybe this is a good matchup. Like if I make some mistakes and we still get there, that probably means that yeah, we got something going on. This is sweet. I can't remember who suggested we play some number of Helix, but I think you're spot on. I think those 2 Helix are actually a really clutch idea. I don't mind them as much as like a mean board, like timely reinforcements. We were just thinking of stuff that's like 2 mana or something. So Northup, I have a schedule. We're doing 5 streams a week. It's Monday Modern, Tuesday Brewsday. Which, by the way, Tuesday Brewsday is not just limited to Modern. We did Legacy. We did Robopod the other day. Although I think I did Robopod for a free format Friday. That was you, Part Trap? Good call. I like that. Ooh, I don't know about this hand. Well, it's got Mox Opal. I'll keep it. So this hand, though, is really hoping to see what? It's hoping to see a token generator is the problem with this hand. But like, we don't have to put all the things into play. We don't know what we want Chalice and the other set to. But why don't we give ourselves access to the Rebuke? Let's give ourselves access to Rebuke because we got blue mana here. Tap, tap. Yeah, good to see you, Park Trap. What's up, my friend? Classic Zendi full art. Oh, okay, or we just draw Psy like a boss. I probably just slam Psy. I have no idea what the opponent's doing over there, so. And again, we could just put those out there. I don't know what they're doing though. I don't really want to just put those out there on arbitrary numbers until I have a little more information. I'd like to not just. I mean, yes, these are here to make tokens, but they're also like they need to count in the matchup when they do. You want some Slay the Spire? Yeah, Partrap has his own command because he's just that special. Android application development. No? Oh, okay, so that's what we're playing against. Yeah, I mean Chalice on 1 is semi-relevant for the matchup. They don't really care about engineered explosives. This turns off 8 cards in their deck. Chalice on 0 also turns off stuff, but it turns off stuff in our own deck. So I don't really want to do that. To us. I don't really want to do that to us. Coalition of the Relics. I'll counter it. It's ramp. I'll counter it. Oh, Science rules. Thanks for hitting that button. Welcome to the show. Thank you. I'll get your name in a sec. Sorry, I gotta switch windows. Yeah, Bransom, 61. Thanks for supporting the show. This is a cool little deck we're working on here for Tuesday Brewsday. Might just want to activate Psy. Kind of not doing great on the draws. I mean, I do have a couple of cards in the main board that do care about but no, that's just float and see if I can't draw something. I actually would rather have Darksteel than I would Tormod's Crypt in this matchup, actually. I think I'd rather sacrifice the Crypt and a Dank Steel. There we go. Bobble it up. Actually, I should probably just put the explosives into play. It's weak in the matchup. I should just put explosives into play and maybe consider cracking it with the Psy ability. It's just weak in the matchup, so he's got Azusa coming. That's scary. Get ready to set my explosives to 5. Deck looks like a lot of fun. It is, Bransom. I try to bring you guys like a newish deck every. Ooh, Karn. Karn. So Karn going after my Chalice. All right. So in response, we will Psy. Oh, I should have floated my mana first. My bad, chat. I could have cracked the Chalice. In response, if I'd floated the mana, then whatever he picked to destroy, I could have gotten rid of, or I could have sacrificed to draw a card. That's okay. So we'll kill. Well, we actually don't even kill him immediately. Gosh, this guy has so much loyalty. Card is pretty ridiculous when you think about it. But on the subsequent turn, we get to we'll get to do that. We'll get to sacrifice because we have mana that actually works. So we have to actually go all in on this card now. It's exactly what they want me to do. This isn't tight. No, it is. He's playing the Karn variant. Yeah, Amulet card. Seems sweet. Oh, we changed the deck list a little bit, Bransom. So that's like one version ago. We made some changes and now it looks more like this. It's like these are our 1-drops. These are like 2-drops, 3s and 4s, 0s and mana. It looks more like this now, Bransom. I'm scared, yeah. Like his deck's doing other things now, and there's an Azusa, and he's gonna play a bunch of lands and make a bunch of mana. Oh yeah, I'm scared. This is probably just Titan though. I know, right? I cleared my cache, so my Magic Online's been running a little bit better lately. I assume we're just dead here. I assume I'm dead. I assume we died. Maybe not. Maybe the Thopter block's irrelevant. See, I'm at 18. He can go Titan 8, double strike. We actually aren't dead, but it'll be really difficult to... Oh, okay, he decides not to go with a hasty attack. So he's going for a more resilient line. But yeah, I'm going to crack these explosives. I mean, now I kind of wish I had one of the explosives so I could blow up this amulet, right? So he Karns. Oh, he'll probably just get an explosives of his own, right? Yep, that'll do it. Oh gosh, actually this matchup's really tough because they just have a bunch of explosives. The Karn builds, of course, have access to more explosives, but I mean, I don't want to be a naysayer and say that this matchup's impossible, but that's going to be a problem that they can do that to us. Yeah, that's tough, chat. Let's hit amulet. That's tough. Our explosives do basically nothing. I mean, these are a way to hit. It's just a very mana inefficient way for us to hit his some of the things in his deck. Let's cut down on these a little bit. Would I rather have an explosives than a Tormods? The answer is yes. And we run it back. This actually does seem like a very difficult matchup. Not impossible for us. Like we've beaten things. We beat Phoenix a moment ago, so I do think we can win. It's not going to be a piece of cake. Citadel, Bauble, Opal, Chalice set to 1. The old turn 1 Chalice, the modern way, right? That's how you do it in modern. I don't even mind losing to Carmulet. Carmulet? I don't mind losing to Carmulet. Copies my Darksteel. Like there are worse things to lose to beyond Carmulet. I'm sticking with it. I'm committed. I started calling it Carmulet, so gonna stick with it, chat. Gonna stick with it. Gonna need one of our enablers. Gonna need. I mean, heck, I'll even take a paradoxical. We'll go Foundry since we have Island. Opponent cleans up by discarding. Hey, I said I'd take a paradoxical. So here we go. Paradoxical. So we can go Island, play Chalice on 0. But we're gonna pick up. We're gonna pick up these 3. Draw a bunch. Cromulet. Karn's Amulet. Cromulet. Carmulet? Cron. I don't even know. It's a deck. People are trying it. Alright, so we pick these up. I think I'm fine resetting the Chalice that's set to 1. Yeah, it's just a draw 3. It's not like this is like super broken or anything. It's just a draw 3. Don't worry about it, opponent. Opponent counters it. Okay. Well, now I'm sad that I put Chalice on 0. I mean, Chalice on 0 is actually relevant. It does turn off their pacts, and it also turns off them. It does turn them off of Chalicing on 0 or engineered explosiving my board. They won't be able to explosives us away. Or explosive away my token board, which is good. This is a good thing. Well, maybe we have too many lands now. We added a couple lands because we played a league where we got starved a bunch, and now we're flooding. So, yeah. Cromulent. It's a Simpsons reference. Yeah, Cromulent. Of course. Rebuke. All right. Well, I'll take a counter spell for their Titan. They're about to cast. Can't they still can? What's up, Raccoon? Sorry I didn't address you, my friend. You've said many a comment now. EE, pay 1, colorless. But then doesn't it get hit by the Chalice on 1? Like, doesn't the EE pay colorless get hit by the Chalice on 1? I mean, I guess if they have 2 colorless lands, it would work. Erayo. Erayo? Don't tell him. Yeah, don't tell him that, Raccoon, for sure. We need him to be in the dark on that play. All right, a clock has entered the table. It's turn 7, by the way, chat. Turn 7. Clock has happened. Explosives on 2. I mean, I really can't justify fighting over that. Oh, okay. So yeah, he did get it out there. He did the play you just talked about, Raccoon one. I mean, that's not me saying he's like, it's not me. I'm not gonna say, oh, he's sniping. Like, it's not what I'm gonna say, but that is a little brutal that he gets out of the chalices that way. So actually, maybe I should have fought because we would lose the chalice on 1. Yeah, I should have fought there. I should have. Now maybe we'll lose. No, chat. I should have countered it. Oh wait, opponent flips my Erayo for me? Okay. But yeah, I definitely should have countered it. But hey, I get an Erayo. Opponent considering dismembering my Erayo? Maybe? I don't know. I guess I should have rebuked the explosives after all. Well, if you're going to be playing Amulet, hopefully they know all the ins and outs of explosives, how it works with Thalia, how you can get it around stuff, like Chalice. So this is going to flip. It's not hard for them to cobble 2 spells together, though, I don't think, is the problem with the array. I mean, we brought it in just because we didn't have anything really better to bring in, but the problem with her is, like a lot of decks in Modern, honestly, like they'll just, okay, well, I'll just play a spell I don't really care about and then follow up with the spell that they do care about. Yeah, Dismember. Opponent's taking a moment to think. The chat log is bizarre. I'm just looking at the chat log for a moment. Look at this. Flip. This is essence. Is this just like a pronoun? Or like in the coding on Moto, like if they don't know what something is, this is essence. You see this right here? See that? Yeah, this is essence. We'll get that cast stirrings in there. There you guys go. You can look at that a little more closely. Isn't that weird? It's weird. Can I zoom in? Bizarre. Anyway. Alright, we're back. We're back. Opponent flipped. Yeah, like Stirrings is sweet because it could even find Karn. For those of you that don't know what she does when she flips. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. I mean, it does usually cause the opponent to play a little bit more slowly, and they do need to burn a spell to try to resolve a spell that they want to get through. But again, in retrospect, I think I absolutely should have rebuked. But we shall see. Oh gosh. We shall see. Seeing a lot of lands. Oh, it's almost after showtime. I don't know if I'm doing an after show today, to be honest, guys. I think we're just doing Tuesday Brewsday. Going on my trip as early as tomorrow. There was no stream scheduled for Wednesday anyway. But that does mean no Thursday or Friday stream. There also isn't a weekend stream. Opponent searches up Cavern because you got to make sure you can beat the Rebuke. Got to make sure. And I'm not gonna say anything weird like Sniperino. Like, yes, opponent made the right play with the explosives we were talking about. Yes, he's playing around the potential of counterspell. That doesn't mean he is in here listening, guys. You know, I'd hope not. That's kind of sad, but I don't think so. So yeah, well, he knows about the Arreo, so this is a way to get around the Arreo trigger, obviously. But I'm not quick to call snipe at all. I'm not quick to pull that trigger. Yeah, we can path the Titan. I'm waiting for him to try to. I'm waiting for him to use the stronghold on the Titan before I play this. But this does seem like a difficult matchup, right? Just like I thought Phoenix might be, because they have a bunch of ways to easily answer tokens, right? Because of the thing in the ices, they naturally answer tokens. But, I mean, this deck they have access to a lot of explosives. So, all right, now he does it. We'll path. But with Talaria West, they should be able to access more threats. I mean, we have like this whole game we haven't found one of our whammies. And I don't think there's like another token generator card that I'd want to play in this list, right? So we're playing Mentor, we're playing Saheeli, and we're playing Sai, and we've maxed out on all of them. I don't think there's another card that does what we want in that slot. So I mean, they just have a lot of inevitability, and we don't really do anything unless I see that 12. You can make an argument for the outcome, but like outcome, we don't have a lot of O's for the outcome anymore. So I think this game's over. We still have the potential to prize this league, but we did also lose to oh no, he's attacking with Scout. Maybe we got more time than I think. But he's got Cavern for Giant. I mean, chooses Snake. We're gonna get beat down by some Tribe Scouts. Okay. Can we draw the things? Thank God. Sigh. And I can activate Sai. I don't know if I do it now. I guess maybe I do it now. We do that. Probably do that. Because I'll still have access to Rebuke, right? Yeah, I will. Nice. Opponent's got a Summoner's Pact coming up. Well, that's unfortunate. Not much I can do about it, chat. They have a ton of mana, right? They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So double Rebuke wouldn't even counter the Titan he's about to play. It's insane. That gets countered. Karn. This might be him grabbing Mycosynth Flatus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So unfortunately, he can lattice us here, and I can't stop it either. I would have waited and done a response. Engineered Explosives, the choice. Okay. Explosives to remove Arreo. Not much I can do about it. I mean, these rebukes are dead. I mean, it's like the, just sitting with some dead mana leaks at that point. He wants to blow up the Arrayo. Okay, so let's not forget that he has Slayer's activation. I mean, is outcoming relevant here? Not really. I guess I can return the Arrayo in response to the explosives if we want to get cute. But I don't know if I'd reflip it, But yes, to get cute, I mean, I could do that. Opponent decides not to blow up the Arrayo. I don't even have access to double rebuke. Maybe I should have just played Saheeli. What a weird game this is. I mean, I think the opponent's going to beat us. I hate to say it, but interesting game this has turned into. He's animating vigor. Okay. I mean, the obvious block from us is on the amulet. Yeah, what a weird game. Pops the explosives. Weird game indeed. Weird game indeed. Oh, the rebuke's not doing anything anyway, so let's just... Vesuva. Garrison. Oh, I was thinking he would activate the Boros. Guess he just wants to make tokens. I would have maybe tried to double activate my Slayer Stronghold there, right? So he could have tapped, like, activated strong. Oh no, this is already his land drop for the turn, so that wouldn't work. So he jams the whole team in. So I don't like blocking with Arrayo, but we will block. So this is 1, 2, 3 damage on Saheeli. I don't really want to give up the Arrayo. Not that he would. Yeah, what a weird game this is shaping up to be. So she takes a hit. Outcome. Second Saheeli triggers the first Saheeli. Is that really what I want to do? It seems like kind of a waste. I mean, it's either I make a servo or it's I try to draw some cards. I don't know what we're supposed to do here, chat. This is kind of a mess, like our draw. I guess I just deploy. I think I just sit on the outcome. Like our only good blocker is the Psi. I guess if he goes after Saheeli, I'll pick her up. I mean, I hope he just keeps drawing duds. Ooh, Sunhome. This card's tricksy. Opponent's really drawing blank over there. We need to kind of hope they continue to do that because our draws aren't great either. So he's going to do it to the Tribe Scout. I almost want to just pick up all three. Maybe that's wrong. Maybe I don't actually pick up Saheeli. Maybe I just pick up Psi and Areo. Like maybe just pick up these two and you want to leave this in play. Okay, so Rayo, Bobble. Opponent just scoops. Okay, so he assumes that I actually wasn't going to flip the Areo there because we kind of drew a lot of high cost cards. What a weird game that was, chat. That was a weird one. That was a weird game. Did we board correctly? I see. Now I'm just really not sure. These are actually here. This is being set to 1, so that'd be a 3-mana play. Like, Path seems such a band-aid with the Cavern. Like knowing about the Cavern, it's like, is Rebuke even all that good? Like I guess this counters Karn. I don't know. What a weird game that was. I mean, I think we're boarded right. I don't think I want a bunch of explosives. I think we run it back and just hope to draw better. Like we ended up winning, but I think that's just because our opponent didn't have anything going on either. We both just kind of drew a bunch of lands and didn't do anything. Like this hand could like win very quickly, right? Like a mentor hand with some extra oomph behind it. I mean, we could even do the bobble fetch trick. But I mean, I might just want, instead of just a pseudo scry, I might just want the extra O for my mentor. Ooh, amulet found. Well, wear tear. So we can do that next turn on the amulet. Then we can kind of start to go crazy with this mentor. Because they don't run a ton of removal. Like, sure, he might clean up the tokens on this mentor. Not a bad turn. Gemstone. It's also a Rayo to consider, but I like blowing that up. I mean, you could go Areo and then mentor a bunch of spells. Or we could even go mentor but not play out all the stuff. Uh-oh, Azusa. There's always those fun spots where you almost wish you like had like a ghost quarter, because if I had a ghost quarter, opponent actually loses the game because they played a pact. It's only 3 mana, but alas, I don't. So, I mean, I think I'm supposed to go Mentor, play the stuff out. The Arreo is really tempting, though, because we could pull it off if we play her here. We could flip her and get all the stuff out of the Mentor, too. Actually, that's an interesting thought. We don't have to lead. We could still lead on the Mentor. They get to tutor land. They'll get to tutor land. No, or does Ghost Quarter put into play? No, I mean, if I had a Ghost Quarter, I could hit their Sanctuary. Oh, no, you're right. No, it doesn't. You're right, Bulldozer. Never mind. I would need Tectonic Edge. I need like a Fulminator Mage. You're right, Bulldozer. I don't know why I said Ghost Quarter. Some sort of land destruction would work here. Fulminator's pretty popular. Blood Moon would actually work here too. They only have 1 green. Things that aren't in my deck, Bulldozer, unfortunately. I'm just trying to figure out if I'm supposed to lead Mentor or lead Arreo. If I'm trying to flip her. I mean, with the paradoxical outcome, I actually could flip her next turn. Right, because we actually have a 4th land. I actually think I do go Arreo here. Because we have a guaranteed flip on her if we use the outcome to do it. But again, like, is that better than me just playing the Mentor, you know? Probably not. I probably should have just gone Mentor this turn and made some tokens. Amulet. Just scary. Opponent doesn't have a ton else going on over there, though. Their last card is good. I would assume their last card's Titan, right? If you're gonna go all out like this. Actually, should have gotten a red source there. Oh, I still could. So Bauble, Opal. Actually, I should attack. I always forget to attack with this card. Bauble, Opal, outcome. And then we play the Bauble. Get the flip. And then we hold these for Mentor. Summoner's Pact. Yeah, we're just like dead here. I mean, maybe not. Maybe he doesn't have another relevant spell. Maybe it is land Summoner's Pact. So we've got like a brief reprieve where we need to go crazy with this Mentor. Brief. The second Mentor. I mean, I think we certainly at least want to. We probably want to go as crazy as we can just to make more tokens. Even though I do have a second Mentor, I can't actually. I can get the other Mentor onto the table here because we do have Metalcraft in a moment, but it's unfortunately after. And then I don't know if I want to make the Mentors vulnerable to explosives. I guess I will. And again, I probably should have gotten a alright, bauble before they draw, and we can bauble after. Oh, he just draws the prime time. It's very simple. You pact and then you Titan. You want pact to get countered, and then you play Titan. I mean, we did the thing. It was cool. Just wasn't good enough. There's a reason nobody else is trying to do like a weird Saheeli Cheerios thing besides us. It's probably just not quite good enough. That's okay. I mean, we're at 16. So let's say opponent garrisons the Titan and double strikes it. We do have some blocks to make. But I'm out of gas over here. I mean, we're going to get 2 fresh draws with the baubles. I have to hit path, right? Or some other answer to the Titan I would need to get. It's kind of the end of us. Kind of the end. Probably. But I like the deck. Deck is cool. I'm not gonna sit here and say that it's good. It is cool. Like it's cool that we're a deck that plays Chalice, and we're happy setting it to both 1 and 2, which you don't get out of quite a few. Well, a lot of decks in Modern aren't going to be Chalice decks in the first place. But this is a clever addition. I like this idea. Technically more O's. Yeah. We have like a mana lake that doesn't get shut off by Chalice on too. It's interesting. I think this spell is actually kind of sweet. Like you're not really gonna play around it until you see it, Like you're not like, okay, they have 1 blue mana up, like who cares? And they were just like counter. Opponent is thinking up the perfect kill. They're thinking up the perfect kill. I just want to give you something more interesting to look at while they are tanking. Might just be using the bathroom or something. Alright, he's back. He's back. So yeah, the other card was just a land, so there was that brief amount of time. We could also just play the Metalcraft one. The problem with the Metalcraft one, although it is a hard counter, my issue with it is it's a little bit more mana. I kind of like that this one kind of cheats on mana, whereas the Metalcraft one is always blue, right? Granted, it's a hard counter. I'm not trying to say that it's worse. That's not what I'm saying. We could try a mix of the two, Ike. Certainly here it'd be better if we had the other, right? Titan coming through. Now, when your opponent's in like full-blown top deck mode, which is kind of what they're at here. I mean, the thing about the Titan is they're not. I mean, they can just do the whole Tolaria West thing. So, not really. Not really. So how much blocking do we have to do to live? Do we get to keep both mentors even? Because I'm at 16. Yeah, so Tolaria, Sunhome. So Sunhome would give the Titan 16 damage potential, right? So I actually don't have to block as much as we maybe think. It's a purple Brewsday. What's up, Fluffy? So, yes, I mean 18 times 2. We're looking at 16 damage coming through. So I'm at 16, unless we want to be able to crack this Scalding Tarn. I don't really care to. We need to block a little bit more so than this. But I mean, we're already in the state of like everything has to go right for us to win from here, right? Like we have to be able to take out the Titan. There's a good chance they're going to just get to return the Tolaria West and try again. But I mean, we wouldn't die with this block here, so. That's what I'm going to go with. opponent decides not to double strike. Transmutes. Explosives. Like, we already need to in the next 3 cards draw like an answer for the Titan. Ooh, or he's just gonna answer my mentors. Gross. Yeah, it takes out the Azusa. Not that we care. Gemstone. So we get some draws. Chalice, Outcome, Coast. Okay. Chalice on 0. We got a Prowess. Paradox. I mean, am I just supposed to return the Arreo too? Because like we have to draw an answer here. I mean, I don't really want to unflip her, but I think we might have to, just to draw the extra card for the out. As awkward as that is, we did not draw it. Good games. That's tough. Like when we were sitting down and we realized our opponent was Titan, we can still prize this league, but we have to win out. Well, prize is a loose term, right? Okay, we get back our money, we get a chest, which might do something. But anyway, that's not the point. We're brewing. It's Tuesday, Brewsday. Today is not Try Hard Day. That was Monday. Okay, Monday, Modern Monday, right? Sometimes Free Format Friday, but today is just we're having fun. We're screwing around with a new card, having a good time. So this is Saheeli-O's. But yes, we drew a lot of cards. None of them answered the Titan. Thanks for hitting that button, Motohob74. Welcome to the Bruce by the Magic Guy show. It's Tuesday, Brewsday. We're just brewing around with some interesting jank. I'm having a good time. Tuesday's a good day for the stream, you know? Not that the other days aren't as good. Oh, wow, this is just a bunch of lands. Mulligan. Like, now we're, like, getting hands where we just flood. Ooh. Ho. Keep it. I don't know about that rebuke. I'm gonna bottom that. Good luck and have some fun, opponent. Good luck, have fun. Good to see you, Fluffy. What's up, my man? So straight up, there were no pay 3s this match. Yeah. Dredge, okay. Can we beat Dredge? We can. We can beat Dredge, maybe. We've got main board Tormod's Crypts we just don't have here. So what's stronger to kind of... Oh, geez. Are we not going to get the 3rd land even though I bottomed? No. Either need another artifact that isn't Mox Opal. All right, Conflag. That's good against us. Conflagrates are good against us. That's unfortunate. Well, Conflagrate's good against everybody. Let's be honest. This card's nuts. Nutso. It's quite good. So they're going to dredge the Thug. No, they dredged Loam. I respect that. So they can get the Blood Crypt back. Contemplating your YouTube. I need to spend some time on it. I'm going on vacation, so I probably won't be able to. I do need to spend some of my own time on that. This is a cathartic reunion to which I can't counter. For those of you that don't know, Fluffy and Evan have been working on their YouTubes. If you want to watch some of their offline content, I'm sure Fluffy could redirect you guys to some of his YouTube videos. Chill. Well, I mean, if we're just gonna die, I don't really want to show them that we're doing like creature things. So he's gonna get the amalgams back. 2 blood gases are coming back next turn. Could Mentor actually power through that? And we know he's got the conflag coming. So I think the answer is we never got the 3rd land. Don't need to let the opponent know what we're up to. Not that that's like, you know. Aether Grid actually hits quite a few of their, well, it hits 8 of their threats. That might be better than some of the other options we have. Helixes feel awkward. We might still play them. Rayos do nothing. These are good. These are good. Timely is an interesting thought. Definitely settle. Chalice on 1 turns off looting in some of their sideboard cards. It's only so good. Explosives are just not where it's at. So we got some spots. Counter Magic's weak, although it is important to be able to counter the conflag. But maybe we don't want the playset. You like bringing in the flip enchantment? You think so? Okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know how else I want to board here, Fluff. Like, there's rebukes to consider. I don't really want to cut any of this. I guess we'll play Arrayo. No, not for this game. No. I think the first grid might be kind of cool to snipe off like Bloodghasts and yeah. I just like the enchantment. Oh, you just like it. I kind of like the idea of the first Aether Grid in this matchup though, like Narcos and Bloodghasts. We can kind of snipe with this. I don't hate it. I don't know if I'd play 2, but I kind of like the first one. 3 card slots. Maybe we just play a bunch of rebukes. If we think the game's gonna go really grindy, then maybe we want veto. Because we just really have to hit the conflag. Could play like veto and a couple of rebukes. I don't think Timely does enough. Like the same reason I'm not running the Helix is kind of the same reason I'm not running Timely. I mean, like maybe Timely does do enough, but I'm gonna run a little bit of counter magic. And again, like Path is not, really where it's at, but it's got a Tormod's Crypt. We've got a redraw on this bauble. I don't think I don't keep this. And they're gonna have in their answers for something like Crypt. So that's the thing about Dredge, right? I mean, they might just go land Nature's Claim, the Crypt, and we're like, oh, okay. Give us like no information. Nothing at all. Gosh, if we don't find land drop here, we're actually in a lot of trouble. We get two draws at it, but Shriekhorn. I like to wait on Crypt until I see like prized amalgam. Is usually where I like to go with it. Oh boy. Well, let's see. Second land probably turns on veto unless it's one of the one of our Darksteel Citadel. I mean, you still got to do your thing. Don't fear the Tormod's Crypt. Actually, I should have maybe crypted here because if he plays fetch land, I can't really do a good job stopping the Ghast. I think our hand's so bad I actually will just crypt here just to hit the Bloodghast. Like our hand is actually that bad that I can't even handle that little bit of pressure. But if he'd gone with fetch, I would have had trouble. Well, I couldn't have stopped the Bloodghast. This is a cathartic. Dredge's Loam, Dredge's Loam. Okay. I mean, if we don't draw a second or I guess even third land, like, we lose anyway. It's just disappointing. I still, I mean, like, it feels so bad, but at the same time, like, my hand was going to lose just to the Bloodghast and the Amalgam, right? So I don't, oh wow, we drew the one land I was hoping not to. I think that I'm unfortunately justified with that play, even though it feels bad to hit those two, because I couldn't handle 5 power, you know, with the way my draw was. I mean, sure, you want to wait to, like, here, okay, here he is going to get an Amalgam. Like, here, you know, you want to wait, but, yeah. Shriekhorn was such an interesting innovation. It took a while for players, or for deck builders, whatever you want to call it, to figure out that this was actually a really efficient way for, because, like, Modern just didn't have, like, a lot of great enablers for the, this was, like, I think this might have even been pre-Cathartic, and then Cathartic happened, and then all of a sudden the deck is just really, really came together. So you got Looting, Cathartic, and Shriekhorn is kind of like the enablers for the Dredge deck, the way it is today. But I think we've been bested, chat. Let's see, if we draw land, we just slam, not Saheeli. We probably play Thopterus, because Thopterus blocks Amalgam, and then oh, geez. Yeah, we're not. I mean, like, okay, so now it would have to be land, one of them white, and we'd get the settle off. So if we go land, back to back, so my next play has to be, like, I guess my next land ideally is Seachrome Coast. Play Sai, say go. And then draw another land, settle, die to the Conflag. I mean, it's sad, but I mean, we can't do much else. I don't know. We added the extra lands. Maybe it's still not enough lands. It's kind of awkward because, like, we're not playing Serum. Maybe we should Serum Visions. You know, we could go back to playing the artifact draw spell. It wouldn't have even been good here, though, is the thing. We didn't have enough to draw with it here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, we did if these hadn't been spent, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Darksteel Citadel counts as 2 for Thoughtcast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a Conflag for 9. Opponent's got Thoughtseizes. It's cool. It's not always something you see out of Dredge. I guess this is more normal these days, right? The Thoughtseizes out of Dredge. That's actually more normal now. I think there was a time that wasn't, like, stock, but Thoughtseize, they have you'll see, like, a bunch of ways to beat, you know, Rest in Peace and Leyline out of the board, and then sometimes you'll see Collective Brutality. They're a lot less bad against just because of Creeping Chill. They're a lot less weak to burn these days. All right, so land, nope. We kept it off the back of the. All right, so we'll play one more just for fun. We'll let our opponent know that we're just playing for testing, and then we'll kind of wrap it up. It is past 8, which means the Magic portion of the stream is technically over 10 minutes ago, but I like this deck enough that I think I want to show you guys one more game with it. We'll work on it. I think it needs maybe a couple more lands, maybe some other filtering or draw spells to it. I don't know, like Thirst for Knowledge or something. But we're just having a little trouble getting to that third land. I see the deck either flooding or not drawing enough land. Like, this hand seems great. Not to sound salty, but it always seems like I get, by the way, I'm 1-3, so just playing to test. And our opponent's 0-2. They could still prize, so Do the nice guy thing. Probably takes my Monastery Mentor. If their draw is weak to Chalice or their deck is weak to Chalice, I could see them maybe taking the Chalice. They take the Mentor. And obviously me offering the scoop doesn't matter if they... Oh, interesting. So they're playing like Tezzerator or something? It's interesting. Couple different decks come to mind when I see Welding Jar, Thoughtseize, Watery. I think Tezzeret, Agent of Bolus. Maybe he's playing Karn. Karn and Tezzeret. Okay, so Thopter Foundry. I'm with you. I'm with you, opponent. You haven't lost me yet. We still want to set Chalice to 1 though, right? I think. Maybe that's wrong. Just because we saw Thoughtseize doesn't mean this is correct. I mean, we can break up the Thopter Sword combo with a Tormod's Crypt. And it's not like I could blow up these foundries anyway. They have Welding Jar. Alright, so we're going to go with Saheeli and go kind of crazy here is the plan. Saheeli, play a bunch of things. Meant to always yield to that. So yeah, we're kind of going crazy here, and hopefully that'll do enough. You going live, by the way, Fluffy? Because I'm probably done after this game. Oof, bridge. What if I got to answer a bridge? I could return explosives and set it to 3. We lose the Saheeli, but everything else we're doing is still live. Bauble. I mean, I need one more mana before I can pick up my explosives and set it to 3. We also need one more color. We are 3 color though, so I can remove bridges. Just not yet. She'll do this now because we do have counter spells, which is relevant. He's got a Karn coming up. That's scary. Counter spell, please? Nope, it's a bauble. I mean, I figured it might be like a Tezzerator, so I guess the Karn makes sense. Still can't Paradox. Not typically my community would fall over sideways. What? Make a weird deck. Weird decks are always good, Fluff. Weird decks are good. They're a good thing. You should do it. I might even like minus just to get a little bit more like damage in here. I might copy like turn like this into a servo, or better yet, hang on, cancel. I might turn the Tormod's Crypt or like the explosives I'm not really going to use into a bauble. Get another draw. Did I see Mishra's bauble? No, I saw Thoughtseize. Okay. I could have gotten another attacker in there, but I think an extra draw is kind of neat. What are we drawing? I just want to maximize the chance to hit counterspell, really, so I don't really care. If we, yeah, it was the Thoughtseize. Which we did not, but we've got land now. Opponents had enough. Okay. Green Devotion Karn combo. That sounds sweet. Start getting it together, man. I'll send my send the little community here we got going on your way. For those of you that don't know Fluffy, great dude. even better streamer. He's part of the Modern Day Heroes team. He's into kind of prison decks. You'll see him play quite a bit of new Karn these days. You can tell him about yourself, Fluffy. I don't need to tell you what you are, who you are. So we want Sphere, maybe even Grid. I'm worried that we're not going to be able to attack, but we can certainly grid them to death. Arreo seems sweet. Karn. I mean, do we think like this hits? This does hit Thopter Foundry. It also hits Tezzeret. Not interested in these, and we can cut. The Rebukes can stay. The Tormod's Crypts are on the weaker side. Like Explosives is relevant. Chalice was relevant. I mean, we can't run everything, right? I mean, I have to cut somewhere. Not interested in Crypt. Not all that interested in Explosives, although I do want some number of them. Okay, so this is going to go really slow and grindy. Like, Psy is legendary. Maybe we cut a little bit on Psy. Like, I think the real prize is Saheeli. Actually, though, Psy's ability is nice. That's tough. Maybe Psy and Saheeli are a little bit better than Mentor. Mentor wins the fastest. This is tough. I do not know how to board against this deck, obviously. Let's cut the Purge. Counter spells are fine. Maybe only one Grid. No, Grid's actually going to be important. They're going to be trying to lock us down with the Snaring Bridge. I mean, when the game goes long, it's tempting to trim a little bit on like mana or something. Cut like an Opal. I think the utility of Psy, like should we get locked down under Bridge, is really important though. Maybe we cut a Mentor or two even. Let's cut one Mentor. Maybe one more Opal. It's gonna be an 05. Yeah, but I'm turning in for the night, Fluff. I've been trying to keep a pretty, I don't want to use the word strict, but I've been trying to keep a sketch of like we're done more or less at 8. If I keep going, it's just because we have a league that's still going, or perhaps I'm moving into the after show. But if one of my teammates is going to go live, I'd much rather raid or host you or Evan than just me kind of derp around in one of my non-main games. Like I'd probably like derp around in like Risk of Rain or something. Maybe I'll have you guys vote for what we play if I do a an after show. Still think I want to put Chalice on one. I think I still want to do that. I think we do still do that. I'm scared that he could potentially, if he has another land here, just go Karn, and then I have to D-Sphere. Just awkward. He might just have Whir. That's also possible that he just has Whir of Invention. Alright, so I think we want to lead Saheeli. He's probably got Whir over there. Whir for X is 3. Grab Thopter combo. So that's unfortunate. Does not immediately start the combo. Now he's doing it. He did have mana last turn. He could have started the combo. I mean, D-Sphere will break up what he's got going on, but like he's still gonna make a bunch of dudes first. Uh-oh, another Whir. We were not winning this second game. Okay. Oh, okay, yeah, sacrifice the one that I'm targeting. Seems correct. Alright, so we'll lose to Thopter Sword combo after that. Alright, so let's board. Yeah, you have a good night, Puddin'. I'll see you. I think we'll run it back. I mean, yes, Tormod's Crypt does interact with the combo, but like this also interacts with the combo when it's in the table. This answers more things than this answers. And again, like maybe I still should have these in though, you know? It's crazy like cutting win cons like that, but I'm just a little worried about the combo. Maybe I'm just running scared, overboarding. This hand could maybe flip a Rayo pretty quick. It's not a bad Saheeli hand either. I mean, I don't want to take. Opponent hasn't talked to us, so I don't want to take a potential deep run that they could do with their. Well, my cam's doing that thing. Give me a sec, chat. All right, so we'll go Rayo. All right, so. Oh, that's interesting. It's not quite what I wanted it to do, but it'll work. Looks like a rough day to stream. High volume of streamers. I mean, it's Tuesday, Brewsday. I'm gonna stream regardless, Fluffy. Don't feel like an obligation or anything, my friend. No need to feel obligated. We wouldn't flip the Arreo there. Is it correct for me to hope for like one more like maybe I should have just sat on the veto, you know? Like what did playing the Saheeli there even do if I wasn't planning on kind of going off from there? Okay, he can just take it. Yeah, Green Karn Devotion. Seems sweet. All right, takes outcome. That seems fair. They can play around veto, somewhat. Oh, we did draw the fourth land. See, Balloon would watch you, Fluffy. I'd watch you too, man. I'd go there too, man. Like I enjoy watching you and Evan myself. So, you know, you guys, you know, I tune in. You know, I support you guys. Like I just re-upped my Evan sub. Yeah, you know, I support you guys. Although in fairness, I'm pretty sure they're supporting me too at the moment. But us modern day hero streamers gotta stick together. Oh boy, yeah, maybe we do. I mean, like, okay, we added 2 lands to the list, and now it feels like we're flooding a lot. But like, we had a whole league where we clearly didn't have enough mana. So, you know, which is it? It's nice as we get our servo. Guess I could set an explosives to 2 and I could set an explosives to 3. What's cool is like Saheeli doesn't even get answered like by some of the traditional things that answer planeswalkers, right? Pithing Needle, who cares? Spyglass, who cares? Oh, another whir decides not to. Oh, you play Panza Balloon? Nice. That Panza. Opponent is countering or worrying. Maybe he's playing the Metallic Rebuke spell. No, it's a whir. So he wants to stop my explosives here. If only it was a permanent copy, I'd just borrow his needle and name Thopter Foundry. Hang on. We're 1, 2, 3, almost. Oh, whoops. I didn't realize the Darksteel was summoning sick. Whoops. Forgot I played Darksteel. I forgot that I played it this turn, so I just wasted a point of damage. My bad, chat. My bad. We also sometimes have used the Saheeli minus to like do stuff with Bobble. So that's embarrassing. It's awkward. Awkward and Snaring Bridge is awkward. So yeah, I mean, like, this is one of the ways we were counting on removing Bridge, the explosives. I mean, this is just a for funsies game, so I don't want to sit here and bore you guys with a game we probably can't win. He probably just blocks the Arreo. Wonder what his last card is. Must be like situational. Otherwise he would have spent it, right? Another bridge. Fluffy's probably enjoying this though. Fluffy, I know, is into the ensnaring bridges. Gosh, it's just so many lands. I mean, there's so many. Like, we can sit here and say, oh, like we lost because they're like some weird, you know, word deck. I actually think this deck is beautiful, by the way. But the reality of it is, chat, like, we drew 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, no, I miscounted 8. We drew 8 lands out of 20. That's tough. That's tough. There's a lot of decks that we would have clearly lost to if our draw was like this. Now, we have outs to the bridge to draw to, but the thing is he also has a welding jar. So it'd have to be like, okay, now there's Karn. That's just over. It's over, chat. Overdrive. I would have just killed the servo, maybe. Plus, it's like fun just to see us lose to Karn, for sure, right, chat? It's fun to see what people are trying to do with the card. There's a lot of people brewing with Karn right now. Actually, we brewed another deck with Karn yesterday. We tried to brew Karn Sky, like Jeskai control with Karn. Jeskai, Karn Troll. But it was just like Jeskai control with just happened to use up some of the sideboard space. All right, now he's getting under the bridge. Is this like Tezzeret? Ooh, puzzle box. Okay. I'm with you. Well, we drew one of the few cards that could actually do it. I mean, they're at 6 though, but don't we have to respect the Karn? Plus, they can gain life on the Thopter Foundry. That's tough though. That's tough. I think I go after the Karn. That's maybe wrong though, since they're at 6. But he can gain life off of the Thopter Foundry, so I think I'm supposed to go after the Planeswalker. That's kind of one of those decisions where it's like, I think the Thopter Foundry is what makes the difference there for going after Karn. I think he's just going to grab Thopter Sword combo, right? Oh, Mycos Enthalatus. That'll do as well. Does he have enough mana for it here? Ooh, he does. It's game. Well, not quite. So, weirdly enough, actually, wait. Oh, I got another either per... Oh, no, yeah, I can't activate its ability, though. I was about to be like, wait a minute, everything's an artifact? Oh, wait, I can't actually activate it, though. Good games. Like I said, not even mad. We actually, just because our league went poorly towards the end, we were going to scoop to the opponent anyway. But I'm into this. It's funny how Karn makes a better Tezzerator for Modern, right? But, I mean, the card's just, in a lot of ways, quite honestly, just stronger. Good games, opponent. Good games. Good games. All right. Did you go live, Fluffy, or not really? We did prize last league we played, but that was on a Modern Monday where I'm typically going to play more competitive-ish lists. We played, before this list, we played a Karn list. But yeah, I think I'm done for the night, guys. Thank you for being here. Let me start up. Why not? Don't go anywhere, actually. Let's talk about the list. I actually do like to do that regardless of whether or not I have somebody to host. So, cool things about the Saheeli-O's deck. It's resilient, right? At least the threats are pretty resilient, right? They're especially Saheeli herself. I almost feel like she deserves a deck of her own. I mean, out of all the different Planeswalkers that came out that I'm interested in messing around with, like Saheeli and Karn, definitely some of them. Yeah, no, I think she's actually really, really sweet. People have talked about maybe she even shows up in Legacy, maybe Vintage, just because it's like a mentor-ish effect without the mess, right? Yes, you lose a lot of the power, right, because of the prowess factor, but this is resilient to a lot of different types of removal, right? She doesn't die to Bolt, whereas Mentor can. Also, she's not answered in the same ways that Planeswalkers typically are. You don't really, I mean, you don't care if they needle her, like I was saying earlier. But also this card, being blue is relevant. Like when Mentor's not blue, it can kind of feel bad just in those Eternal formats where Force is relevant. In Modern, I don't know if she's going to have a home. I mean, you could look at something like if people were to... I mean, maybe the deck that she really is for is something like a new blend of... let me just open a new copy and show you what I mean. I actually think she could do justice in the, believe it or not, Mardu Pyromancer lists. I just think that nobody plays Mardu Pyromancer anymore is the thing. But that would be an interesting deck. Just using her as... It's more mana. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, like, just because she's blue hybrid doesn't mean you have to put her in a blue deck. Yeah, so she could be like a Pyromancer list. Like as X, I don't know if I'd play like 4, obviously, because I mean you can have 2 Pyromancers out, but you can only have 1 of her out. So maybe do like a 4-3 split. I'm trying to buy you time, Fluffy, and I should get a notification when he goes live on my smartphone. But yeah, we could do some research and see like how we would actually build a Mardu Pyromancer list in the current meta. But like this could be cool. Oh, another Speedbrew that we need to go through. We need to. Thursday is usually the day that, I mean, like, actually thank you so much, Jade, for the support. Let me just shut up for a moment and say thank you. I don't think I have any chests to open, otherwise I would. Let me just see. Don't think that I do. Do I have anything I could open? No packs or anything fun. Jade, thank you so much for the support. Appreciate you. But yeah, like a Fatal Push kind of style Mardu. I don't know if Mardu even bothers to play. I just don't know what Mardu Pyromancer would really look like anymore in the current modern metagame. I really don't know what it might look like. Actually, wouldn't we play Angraths? Wouldn't we play the new Angrath spell instead of Terminate, perhaps? I wonder. I wonder if you'd play Rampage instead of Terminate. This is like sweeter than Dreadbore, even. I think you'd play Rampages. Sacrifice artifact, creature, planeswalker. I mean, obviously, if they have a bunch of creatures, this doesn't do what we want Terminate to do for us. Bedlam. So you just have to figure out like how many Saheeli's you could play in it. But and again, this is Mardu Pyromancer is not something that I've really ever dabbled in or played. You know, like I guess it's 3 Reveler. I don't know. We'd have to mess around with it. I don't think it's something that's seeing much play, if anything, right now. But it might be interesting to explore the deck with Saheeli. You know, might be interesting to re-explore this archetype with the new Planeswalker. I'll put that in chat just so you guys can kind of chew on this. But I did promise I was going to host my teammate. Let me see if he's live. Otherwise, we'll keep building this. He is live. I will see you on the next Brewsday the Magic Guy show. This is kind of a fun little deck. I'll probably screw around with this and maybe I'll actually get a deck together for you guys. Kind of like a Young Pyromancer's list using some of the new cards. Be kind of fun. Not all that innovative, but interesting, certainly, to think about. A more resilient Pyro. Interesting. Oh, thanks, Jade. I really appreciate that. All right, go ahead. Go over there. Say hello. Say hello. I'm actually going to just straight up do a host, not a raid. Just to save on time and postage. I'll see you guys on the next Brewsday the Magic Guy. Good night, guys.
close to 9 mana if they just leave us alone. Karn too strong. Turn 4. Well, but I played the Karn. I guess the indicator was... So they probably had all these spell snares, and we actually only have 4 cards that spell snare hit. Maybe that's what they had. And they're like, oh, I got the spell snare, no problem. Yeah, we got there. Okay, this hand's interesting. We'll keep it. The Crater Hoof's a little bit questionable, but Oath of Nissa can help us find something. Yeah. I should probably run 1 mountain in this to be able to fetch it. Engineer explosives on 1. Okay. Oath of Nissa is the thing. Let's go ahead and fetch out a forest. We have a lot of the fetches just to thin the deck a little bit. Oath of Nissa here.